The ANC's Deputy Secretary General Nomvula Mokonyane addressed the ANC Women's League 70th commemoration of the 1976 Women's March, and speaking about how women have been the backbone of the African National Congress, that they don't go out and be independents when they are removed from councillor lists, they don't go out and form breakaway parties, as you've seen with Robert Subukwe, you've seen with Bantu Holomisa, you've seen recently with the former president of the ANC, Jacob Gedlaihlekisa Zuma, and also Julius Malema. Nomvula Mokonyane, just the essence of the struggle of women, particularly in the current socio-economic epoch that we're in as South Africa, the importance of women waging a struggle for socio-economic justice within the country.
Thank you very much, Samkelo, and morning to the viewers at home. The struggle for the women of today is about socio-economic rights, the right to economic empowerment, the right to inclusivity, the right to access to information, the right to be given the space and assert yourself within any decision-making platform, not only in a numerical form. We've done that. The younger generation must now look at the qualitative contribution beyond just the 50% gender parity. It must be a programmatic kind of work. Like I have said, we need women to be more committed to save their ANC. We are the Women's League of the ANC. We must save the ANC by ensuring that we implement our program of fixing local government, our program of growing the economy, and it can only happen if we are part of it. And that's why I said we don't want a seat, we want to design the table so that the table can actually accommodate different generations and different communities and sectors.
How do you design the table heading towards the 4th of November for the local government elections? Hence, they've also been proclaimed by government today.
We've already started. The ANC Women's League has been part of the work that helped South Africans to register to vote. But the ANC women members have also been nominated in their respective branches as public representatives. Today we'll be moving to the NEC that's going to be paying focus on the manifesto. That's exactly what we want to do. We don't want to be left outside, and we want everyone to be heard. The ANC Women's League has made an input into the ANC's manifesto. It has made its contribution on the review of the manifesto. But most importantly, we have seen them also going to the Department of National Treasury to say we also want a budget that is also reflective of gender relations.
When you look at your upcoming National Executive Committee sitting now at 10 o'clock, what are some of the main topical issues, particularly around the manifesto heading towards the 4th of November? You've got water problems in Johannesburg and in vast areas of the country, particularly if you go to KwaZulu-Natal in the Tugela districts, they don't have water in those areas. You go to a Bushbuck region in Mpumalanga, they've also got similar issues. In Limpopo and Guyana, they've got similar issues. What are the main points on those issues?
The main features of what is going to be presented to the NEC and discussed by the NEC are the issues around basic services, reticulation, access to water, ensuring that water moves from where it is reserved to somebody's household. Secondly, ensuring that there are no major water losses. Thirdly, how you create jobs in that stream of provision of water. The second issue would be around the cost of living. How do you then, many South Africans are comfortable, over 4 million houses being built, but you can't then afford the price of electricity. How do we then make sure that our manifesto speaks to that? You can't also have a situation where we live in an RDP, and thanks to the ANC-led government that I live in an RDP house, but none of us are working. At least there must be one person in a household that is not just getting a job opportunity, but is employed. The issues around access to health services, we need to look at that, particularly primary health care services. Lastly, the discussions around the manifesto are also going to look at local economic development, moving beyond the story of spaza shops, but growing the economy using the capacity of the women who know how to bake at home in the townships. How do they actually become part of the bakery industry that provides bread, but the money gets out of each and every township? We need to look at that. We need to look at the school uniforms. Now we've had Gauteng said registration has started. How do we also make sure that it is not only women who are just teachers who benefit? How do we make sure that in the pipeline of schooling, school uniform and stuff. These women can sew, they can do all those things. We must localize our economy. Beneficiation becomes important. Many of the townships that are now sitting at home and not coming out to vote are engulfed by mine dumps. How do we deal with the zamazamas as an act of criminality, but also create local economies by creating new industries through these mine dumps that must stop being referred to as mountains in the townships, but must be seen as site that must be cleared. And finally, the safety of women and children, the enforcement of bylaws.
Lastly, hot potato, who are your mayoral candidates for the 8 metros and your secondary cities?
We have them. We will invite you. Wait for the invite. It is only the ANC that has invited the public to participate in the process. It is only the ANC that has gone to the communities to nominate the ward candidates. So watch the space. We will provide the names to yourselves and to everyone in South Africa, particularly the locals that those candidates will be representing.
In Johannesburg, young or old, men or women?
A human being will be here to lead Johannesburg, just as in Tshwane and anyway.
Loyiso Masuku or Frank Chikan?
An individual that all of us as the ANC collective of officials would have agreed upon.
Thank you very much, Nomvula Mokonyane. A very tight-lipped on the mayoral candidates offer. Who will it be in the city of Johannesburg, in Tshwane, in Ekurhuleni, and all other 8 metros and all other secondary cities? They're going to fine-tune their manifesto now in the National Executive Committee. The elections have been proclaimed by the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Velinkosini Hlabisa.